Ready. You're now tuned into the Fight God Show.
It's the Fight Gods. This ain't your normal. Fight hard. This ain't for mortals. Talking boxing, wrestling, and UFC, BKFC, MMA, and WWE. Fight Gods. This ain't your normal. Fight hard. This ain't for mortals. Boxing, wrestling, and UFC, MMA, BKFC, and WWE. If it's a fight, gloves on, fist tape to bare knuckles. The gloves come off when we break down the scuffle. The place to be when you looking for a rumble. We see legacies made and watch foundations crumble. Beat them clean. I ain't the one to mess with. I snap on the beat like I check the leg kick. Prodigies, who gon' be the next pick? Show the whole world something they can be impressed with. Fight Gods, this ain't your normal. Fight hard, this ain't for mortals. Talking boxing, wrestling, and UFC, BKFC, MMA, and WWE. Fight Gods, this ain't your normal. Fight hard, this ain't for mortals. Boxing, wrestling, and UFC, MMA, BKFC, and WWE.
Yo, what's up, people? After some ridiculous stuff and having to fix some technical difficulties, we are live with you, still getting stuff set. I'm here with Ben the Stash Doucette, over here with cousin Nico. We are chilling, ready to talk about some UFC, some Wrestlemania results, and all that kind of stuff. What's going on, fellas?
Coolin', man, chilling. I'm sorry. Will's being really gracious right now. This was all my fault. I fucked everything up. I had to go through my laptop not working, no microphone, no iPad don't work. We settled for the cell phone. They over here making fun of my new setup. First they said I was in the saw basement. Now they say I'm on the casting couch. I can't win out here. So, I'm just chilling, man.
I hear you. What's going on with you, Ben?
Oh man, just another day in paradise. It was up in 60 degrees today, so I think we've turned the corner from the shitty weather, and it's gonna be some nice stuff moving forward.
Hell yeah, hopefully so, man. I'm so tired of this cold, warm, hot, cold, all this other bullshit. What's up, Jeremy? How you doing, bro? So like I was saying to you guys earlier, I have it up on my phone in case any of the comments don't come through. Just tagged a few people. Here we go. So I guess we'll talk about the UFC first, then we'll review WrestleMania if you guys are cool with that.
Sounds good to me.
I did see though, real quick, and this was like right before we went on the air. They're saying that Sonny caused some kind of car accident that killed somebody today or yesterday. Sonny from WWE, who's had a crazy life, all kinds of jail and all kinds of stuff.
The porn star?
The porn star, yep.
Damn.
Like I said, I didn't even get a chance to read the read the article, but I'm here right now. Article came out at 8:02. It says WWE's Tammy Stitch under investigation after being involved in a fatal car accident. And they say
March 25th was the accident. I read the article right before we came on air.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha.
And she was driving fast, and she had a car with a 78-year-old woman, I believe, behind the wheel, and the lady died. And because she was hurt or whatever, they couldn't do a toxicology report at the scene of the accident, so they're waiting on a blood test or some shit to see if she was drunk, because if she was drunk, then she's in really big trouble.
Yeah, I'm sure.
This would be her 7th DUI too, number 7.
That's crazy.
That's pretty wild. Not that I'm proud of it, but I actually got into a thing with her online at one point, because she was she was talking shit about in one of the wrestling groups, and it was a verified page and everything, but she was talking shit about Emma Tennille Dashwood, saying that she wasn't over, she didn't know how to work the crowd, and she wasn't good, whatever.
This shit was getting over heavy,
bro. But look, so I said something. I'm like, hey, I was like, Emma is the bomb, and now that she's in Ring of Honor, because this was right when she got released. Tammy was like throwing salt throwing salt, whatever. So I go, now that she's in Ring of Honor, she's gonna blow up. I was like, TNA, Ring of Honor, all that stuff. I said she's gonna do even better. And she goes, she has no talent. And bro, I'm not even kidding. I wrote, what do you know about talent? Hold on, I take that back. I know you had a lot of talent in your mouth in the ECW locker rooms. And bro, immediately she blocked me and I got booted from the group. But it was still pretty awesome, man. It was still pretty funny. I've heard some stories, man, from people that were there. And I'm sure if Chili Willie's watching, I'm sure he could verify. I mean, he
No,
probably
sure,
wouldn't want
don't
to
throw
'cause
that
he's a
man under
gentleman.
the bus like that.
No, I'm not saying
allegedly, Chili Willie.
I'm not
could
saying he had
verify.
anything. Oh, I'm just saying he was in the locker room, so he would know. I'm not saying he did anything with her. I'm just saying he
He
would be
ain't
able to
seen
verify
nothing.
the
He ain't
story.
heard nothing. He ain't
Oh,
seen nothing. He ain't
he
heard a
sees all
damn
and hears
thing.
all, man. I'm sure he saw and heard all. I know people though that were in the locker room that told me stories. So, and the first-hand account.
I
So
love it.
it's all good. But anyway, wow. Sorry about that. Getting a text message here. What
What
the
is
hell?
this, amateur hour?
This is not amateur hour. This is
Who
my
texted
boss
you,
letting me know something.
Tammy Lynn?
Yeah, she's like, why'd you tell that story?
Yeah, she's like,
motherfucker?
well, I haven't blocked you, bitch.
Yeah, for real. But anyway, we got some good fights this weekend. Couple of title fights, which is pretty awesome.
Couple.
Yeah, and not that I'm not looking forward to the title fights, but the fight I'm looking forward to. But we'll start with the prelims, work our way up. First fight, let's see. Let me pull up UFC 273. I was having to do all this other stuff to take care of Nico's stuff, and then everything's off track now. Nico, man, what in the world? The hell your problem is, bro? But you need to get it together, man. Anyway.
Let me live, man. Chill.
What the fuck, Nico? You're lucky, man. I'd pull a Will Smith on you right now if we were in closer quarters.
Damn, that's how you feel? You Will Smith me?
I'll have to Will Smith you, bro. Speaking of Will Smith, real quick, Nico, I gotta ask you this about Bel-Air.
Yeah.
Will there be the character of Trevor on the show?
Oh my God, that is a great question.
I was telling Melanie about Trevor because she's with Jazz in this one. I'm like, oh man, Trevor wouldn't be going for this shit, man. I was like, but he did go out in the accident. But I'm just wondering,
shit, would they do that? Now that has to be interesting. Yeah, they could rewrite Trevor in.
Yeah, oh yeah.
They might not go that tragedy route though.
Right. Hey, but for real, like now, what's up, Steve? Hope you doing good, bro. They were just talking junk to me because you texted me about tomorrow. Man, see the stuff I deal with, Nico. But look, they could like update it. Something could go wrong with like a TikTok stunt or something like that. He could be like an influencer too.
Oh,
like they could do something like that. But that's where I'm looking. That's what I would do.
I
bro.
like it. I like it.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking something like that could happen. But hey, fellas, look. I've been drinking a whole lot less soda. I'm drinking some sparkling water right now. It's the passion fruit. I even have a grapefruit one on deck. I've only had a half a Coca-Cola today. That's like big for me, man.
Yeah, dude, that's huge. I haven't been drinking Coca-Cola. Yeah. Been on the ginger ale kick. But I gotta stop that shit too.
I've mostly been drinking iced tea and seltzer, man. So I'm doing better than I was. But it's all good. I've lost a few pounds too. Feeling pretty good. Been working out. Ben, hopefully you've gained a few pounds. I don't want you losing any weight, man. I saw those wrestling videos and I was like, damn, Ben is like not on camera, like on camera right here. You look, man, on that kind of camera, you look pretty thin, bro. I know that was a few years ago, but I'm like, man.
Damn, you just call my man from real?
No, he's thin, man. We need to send him a couple protein shakes, bro. Maybe a cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger.
I'm just fucking with you.
I work with cheeseburgers all day. I don't need no fucking cheeseburger sent to me. I'm all set with that.
I feel you on that.
Probably why I'm so thin, bro. I'm like, fucking get that shit away from me.
Tired of all the food. Yeah, I feel you on that, man. But all right, let's get down to these fights. First fight of the night that we will talk about is Aspen Ladd versus Raquel Pennington. This was one of the harder fights for me to pick. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I
Yeah.
think it might even been the hardest fight for me to pick. But which one of you guys wants to go first? All right, not everybody at once. Ben, what you got, bro?
You know, this one was really hard to pick because Pennington is the savvy vet. She's kind of been there, done that, seen it all. She's fought a who's who in the division. But Aspen Ladd is the surging new coming contender. And I think that Aspen Ladd will pick up the win here. I just think that, one's surging while the other one's just kind of in the same place that she's been. I'll take Aspen Ladd.
All right. And Nico, how about you, man?
I agree. I'm going with Aspen Ladd. I think that Rocky's been around for a long time. She's pretty decent everywhere. But I think on this card, I'm going with the up-and-comers.
All right. Jake Sharp says Hart says Ladd, but Pennington's been there. What's up, Jake? Thanks for stopping in, bro. I appreciate it. So this is what I'm gonna tell you guys. Okay. He's taking Pennington by second round sub. That's an interesting take. I like it. I'm actually gonna take Pennington, and I'm gonna tell you guys why. I didn't really like the Aspen Ladd that showed up in the last fight. I don't think that the whole thing works very well when you have the boyfriend in your corner. Remember the whole argument and all that other stuff after the fight, and they came out, oh, well, he's talking too mean to her and stuff like that. That's cool, whatever. It's all well and good, but at the end of the day, I think that left a bad taste in my mouth with her after that fight. And the other thing that I thought about is Tisha Torres and Raquel Pennington, both being in training camp at the same time was probably a really good thing for them, because that
That's a
motivates
valid
you.
point.
That motivates you. You're both fighting, the same night. So, like I said, I'm gonna go with Pennington. But like I said, it was a very hard fight for me to pick because I feel like they're both very evenly matched in certain areas. I think Aspen Ladd is going to end up being one of those underachievers that we're going to look back at in a few years and be like, damn, she could have been really good. But
Yeah.
so.
And when you go through like Rocky's losses, she only has losses to really good competition.
Mm-hmm.
She ain't lost to no just like journeywoman per se. So that's a valid point, Will.
But we'll see where it goes. I do like the fact that I picked somebody different than both of you two for the first fight. That makes me feel good about the whole card. So anyway, second fight we'll pick is Jairzinho Rosenstruck versus Marcin Tybura, which was another hard fight for me to pick.
Biggie boy.
You going with Biggie boy? What about you, Ben?
I'm gonna go with Tybura.
All right. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys.
Rosenstruck's just shit the bed too many times for me.
Okay. I lost my notes. Where the fuck did they go? Okay, here we go. I gotta look at my notes and see what I had for this one. Oh, that's good. 1, 2, 3, 4. What happened? I lost my notes for that fight. Yeah, I see this. Unfortunately, I see this as being a long, boring fight. And I got to go with Tybura by decision, but I have a feeling that it's going to be very, very lackluster. I don't see a finish coming here.
Tybura going to sleep.
Huh?
Tybura going to sleep.
Man, I think you're talking about Biggie Boy from like 3 years ago. If you're talking about Tybura going to sleep, bro, Biggie Boy is just not that dude anymore, man.
Why not?
Because Francis knocked it out of him.
What are you talking about, bro?
Bro, he hasn't been that guy since Francis beat his ass.
He
Biggie Boy's
fucking
just not
put
the guy.
Sockeye to sleep.
It doesn't matter, man.
What do
Bro,
you mean?
he's just not that guy anymore, man.
He's still that guy, man.
I was
Y'all
a big
doing the
Biggie.
most, man. Why are you doing that? You act like fucking
He's had,
JDS was it 2020. Cut it out. He put him to sleep
bro.
too. What do you mean? He is still that guy.
He's not, man. He just doesn't show up to fight anymore, man. Yeah, he knocked out Sakai. You're right, but bro, against Curtis Blades, he looked like ass. Against Cyril Gahn, he looked like ass, and against Francis, he just got demolished.
And what did Alexander Volkov do to Marcin?
To Marcin Tybura?
Yeah.
He knocked him out, didn't he?
Nah, UD picked
fight.
his ass apart. So.
Oh, UD. Yeah, like I said, man, I don't see it for Biggie
I don't
Boy.
know, man. I would be hard pressed to see him getting the job done.
Yeah.
I think the only reason why I picked Tybura is I think he has a better fight IQ than Rosenstruik does. I think if Rosenstruik can't land early, he kind of gets flustered and loses kind of track of his game plan. And I think Tybura is just really big, and he's really heavy on top. So
this is absurd. We've seen Biggie Boy lose 3 matches to like Gahn and Ganu and fucking who? Let's
the other
stop
one
this.
was
This is crazy right now.
The other one was Curtis Blades.
And Curtis fucking Blades. Stop. He probably got taken down. It was probably takedowns that got it done.
I don't think it was. I think Curtis did take him down at some point, right? But I don't think it was. I don't think it was just wrestling that won that fight. Do you remember that fight, Ben?
Blades and Rosenstruik?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rosenstruik was tentative and gun shy the whole fight because he didn't want to get taken down.
Right, and he got out kickboxed?
Basically.
That's what I thought.
He don't got to worry about that shit.
Like I said, my concern with picking Rosenstruik is that if he doesn't get the knockout early, that he kind of loses track of his game plan. And Tybura is one of those guys that he will take you down if he needs to.
Yeah.
And he's really big. He's a really big heavyweight. So I just worry that he'd be able to lay on top of him and kind of keep him down. And I mean, I'd like to see Rosenstruik win, but I just think that Tybura's grappling, I guess, not necessarily grappling, but just being heavy on top will be too much.
Yeah. Nico, you remember the boxer? What was his name? He was the white dude. He's kind of is like the Buffalo or something. What the hell was his name? Oh, Botha. Remember Botha? That's exactly who Francois Botha. That was his name.
Yep.
That's exactly who Tybura reminds me of. He's like one of those.
He did Mike Tyson, right?
Yeah, and was doing good until he got knocked out against Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
But he was like the Buffalo or the Rhino, some shit. I don't know, man. But anyway, yeah, they fight like very similar. Even though that dude was a boxer, it's just like.
Adios, Will. But yeah, man, I see what you're saying, though. I think that Biggie Boy still has an opportunity to get it done versus Marcin.
I see what you're saying, though, that he has only lost to like the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
He has only lost to the best guys that are in the heavyweight division. So
yeah, those are 3 really top-notch guys that he did lose to, and Gahn was UD. It's not like he got taken out by him. Granted, it was a ass whooping. It was a master class in there. It was definitely a totally different level of kickboxing.
Who was the third one that he lost? Oh, Curtis Blades. We just
Curtis Blades, yeah, and that's an elite wrestler, so that would definitely make you gun shy when you have to worry about that takedown.
Yeah. Well, I guess I was gonna say I guess we could just keep going. Let me get in my message real quick here, and I'll see the card. Hot prospect, Irish prospect.
I don't know what happened. I hit a button. That was my fault. It definitely was.
It's all good, man. We didn't even move on to the next fight yet.
Awesome. Cool.
But the next fight has hot Irish prospect who has recently moved to America so that he can kind of shed the Irish part of, the stigma that comes with being an Irish prospect, and Conor McGregor being in the shadow of him But Ian Gary is going to take on Darian Weeks at welterweight. I'll just go, since I'm already talking about it. This is 100% a showcase fight for Ian Gary. This kid is ultra talented. He won his debut super impressively. This is just another one to get the ball rolling for this kid. I'm not ultra familiar with Darian Weeks, but I am familiar with Ian Gary, especially from my time with the Guts and Glory guys being all from Ireland and stuff. This is going to be another big performance from Ian Gary, in my opinion.
Right,
Will, what do you think?
I think that coming off of a loss to Brian Barberina, Darian Weeks is going to take an ass whipping. If Barberina is going to beat you, Ian Gary's going to look pretty good, in my opinion. I feel like, at least. But yeah, I'm going same route.
Whoa,
man.
what is that supposed to mean?
Brian Barberina, come on, man. If you're, bro, I mean, Brian Barberina, bro, he's like.
What would you do? Would you say anything bad about the immortal Matt Brown?
Yes, I'd say that he's old.
That's all you would say, is that he's old, though. But he's also one of those old guys who will take out a young up-and-comer.
Bro, let's not forget that's the last time that what's his name? The last time Donald Cerrone won a fight, wasn't it against him? Wasn't it against Matt Brown by knockout? I mean, come on, man. Matt Brown's a little bit past it, bro, in my opinion.
I guess I do understand what you're saying.
Couldn't have been that long ago.
He's one of the older legends that'll still put up one hell of a fight. Like, he's still fucking, I don't know, man. And Barberina had a war against him. Like, I don't think Barberina is just some fucking pushover.
I think against the prime
Matt. How high are you, Will? Did you just say that Donald Cerrone's last win was over Matt Brown? That was in 2016.
One of them. I mean, who's Donald Cerrone beaten since then? I really don't even know.
Yancy Medeiros, Mike Perry, Alexander Hernandez, and L.I. Quinta. But that was a long time ago.
And Alexander was a young up-and-comer when he did it. Like, you can't just sit here and shit on, like, these older fighters that are still around here.
But I am gonna tell Will that he's fucking Matt Brown just literally KO'd Diego Lima into retirement right before he lost to.
He did, but he still passed it, bro.
Brian Barberina.
Somebody beating Matt Brown right now just doesn't mean much, man. Chili Willie in the building. What's up, bro?
Matt Brown is the man, dude.
You can't
that
do
pre-fight with Matt Brown.
All right.
I agree with you both. I am going to say I agree with you both, but I'm not going to say it's because this guy's coming off a loss to Barberina. Barberina's a fucking madman.
Chili Willie said, "What's up, fellas? Look, this is what I'm going to say about Matt Brown, okay? You guys want to say that he's not past it and he's not old and all this other stuff? What are you going to do tomorrow if Conor McGregor said he was coming back to fight Matt Brown, and then he knocks Matt Brown out? What's everybody going to say?
That wouldn't happen. That would not be a smart.
He would knock Matt Brown out. Matt Brown's too slow. But look, if he came back tomorrow, no, just go with it, Nico. If he came back tomorrow and Conor McGregor knocked out Matt Brown, what would everybody be screaming the next day?
Matt Brown was too old for Conor.
There you go, man.
He was past his prime.
He's too old for anybody. So that Barberina beating him doesn't mean shit, in my opinion.
Yeah,
man.
but neither one of these gentlemen that we're speaking about are on Conor's level.
No, they're not. But Barberina beat.
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Why?
Because he's too old for Conor McGregor. He's too old for everyone else.
No, he's not.
That's
too
what
old
you're
for
telling
everyone else. No, he's not too old for everyone else. But just
if he's too old to fight the biggest star in the history of the sport, he's too old to fight anybody else. You're wild, man.
No,
that is a wild thing.
No, he's not too old to fight anyone else.
I don't like your attitude.
I don't like your attitude. Listen, here's the thing. I'm not saying he's too old to fight anybody, but somebody beating him doesn't mean anything to me right now. Not close to what it meant to me, 5 years ago. That's what I'm saying, man. It's not that big of a deal if somebody meets Matt Brown now.
Matt Brown is still gatekeeper status.
Bro, look.
If you're a young up-and-comer, you got to go through Matt Brown and he will still lay you down if you're not on your P's and Q's at that time.
Okay. Let's flip the script here for a second, right? Matt Brown, let's see, I'm trying to get the timeline right. Matt Brown lost to Carlos Condit about a year and 2 months ago, 3 months ago. Bro, Carlos Condit is past it. He's way past it. If anybody beats him now, nobody's like, it's not a big deal. So why would it be a big deal if you beat Matt Brown? Look at the people Carlos Condit, former world champion, has lost to. He's lost to like nobodies at this point. I mean, it's the truth.
Barbarina is not some chump.
Maybe not nobodies, but he's definitely lost to some people.
Barbarina is not some chump.
He is.
That's the moral of this story. Is
He's a
Brian
bum.
Barbarina is not some chump.
Hey,
That's the
Nico,
moral
let
of
me
this
just
story.
tell you one thing. You ready for this? He's suspect.
His body is suspect, but he's not some chump.
He's a chump, man. Will he ever be top 10?
No.
Okay. I'm just wondering. I just want to know what you thought, man.
Then everybody else in the UFC is a chump. By that token,
do we know if either of these gentlemen who are about to fight tonight will ever be top 10? We do not know.
Ian Gary, yes, he will be.
Will
He
you?
will be.
There's a pretty good chance of that.
He's speaking in absolutions.
Pretty
I love
good
it.
chance of that.
Bro, he will be. He would. Bro, look, he's like 8-0 with 6 finishes, and they're gonna keep feeding him people that he gets up there. Trust me, man. And plus, being like Ben said, being from Ireland, he's 24 years old, bro.
Yo, look. I don't know this gentleman. But please don't make me wish the Sage Northcutt treatment on him. Please don't.
Bro, but listen, 6'3" at welterweight, pretty fucking impressive.
That's facts.
I mean, you know, Nico, how tall are you? 6 foot?
Yeah.
And you wrestled at what, like 78 pounds in high school? It's impressive,
Yo,
bro.
you're a dickhead. 96. You dick.
96?
Bro, the dude that fought at the wrestled at 96, 98. I think it was 98 pounds when I was in high school. Bro, this dude was like 5'2". If you would have wrestled him, it would have been like the most ridiculous thing I'd ever seen in my life, man. So anyway, let's get back to it. I don't even know where we were going with that, but
you slandered Brian Barbarina and then you slandered Matt Brown. That's
and
where
you
you're going.
slandered me.
No, Matt Brown, and then I slandered Nico. No, Matt Brown is a legend. I'm just saying, at this point in his career, it's just not the same as if you would have beaten Matt Brown when he was Matt Brown. He's no longer immortal. That's what I'm saying. All right. The next fight, Mark Madsen versus Vince from Hell Pichel. I'm going with Madsen. Where you guys going with? I'm going with Madsen.
Joe Bear, shut the hell up.
Is he talking about me when I said that you wrestled at 76 pounds?
Yeah.
All right. Ben, where are you headed with this fight, man?
I'm going with Vince Pichel, and that's because one time on Twitter we talked and he was really cool. So I'm gonna cheer for him every chance I get. So I'm gonna cheer for Vince Pichel, and I hope he wins.
All right, there you go.
Mark Madsen will probably wrestle him, but I'm going with Vince Pichel.
I think Mark's gonna get a decision win, but
yeah, I was thinking that as well when we had spoke earlier that he was gonna go with the wrestling, but I'm still going with Pichel. I think he's gonna touch him up. I got faith in him touching him up. He looked clean the last time he was out there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he did.
He
did. He finished him up quick.
Yeah.
I mean, this was one of the harder fights. I told you, Ben, there were several fights that were hard for me to pick. And this was.
I just think Pichel's the more complete mixed martial artist. Like Madsen's really heavy with his wrestling, and I just think Pichel has more of a complete game.
Yeah. The other thing about it, man, I mean, Pichel is only. Oh wow, these guys are older than I thought. 39 Pichel and 37 Madsen. I didn't realize they were that old. They might need oxygen by the end of the fight, Nico, huh?
Yeah, probably.
I'm just giving you guys
Yo,
some
that
shit.
is right, actually. I remember now watching him in that last fight, and they were talking about Paichel's age.
They were? Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. Well, it's all good.
It was the last time he fought. I had shared like a fight pics on my Twitter, and he liked my post because I had picked him. And from there, I was like, dude, you're the fucking man. You just kicked this guy's.
Nice.
Yeah, looking over their shit right now, man. I don't know, man. Madsen might wind up taking this. Pichel does give up a lot of takedowns to some lesser competition.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
That's looking a little sus for our guy, man.
yeah. I mean, like I said, it was a harder fight for me to pick. It was a little bit
I'm gonna
tougher.
switch up. I'm gonna rock with you, Will.
All right. I mean,
I'm gonna
probably just
switch up.
jinxed me, but that's all right.
Sorry, man. Now
No,
that
it's
I
all
got
good.
my shit open and I'm looking at this, that's not looking
Yeah.
promising, man.
All
I
right.
don't like that.
Next fight, Mackenzie Dern versus Tisha Torres. Nico, we kind of discussed this a little bit earlier. I know you were like on the fence on this one.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go ahead and I'll throw mine out there. I think Tisha Torres wins a unanimous decision. I think it's a shutout. I don't think Mackenzie Dern does anything here. I think that she is basically her only chance is to throw something very skilled or very lucky as far as submissions. But I mean, on the feet, I could see her basically just getting dragged to the fence and just beat on and then taken down and held down. But Nico, I'll let you go second, and then Ben, you could take it after that. What do you think, Nico?
Tisha Torres is the more complete fighter. We saw her throw up absolute fucking numbers against the most suspect woman in that division, Angela Hill.
Overkill.
Huh?
Overkill Hill.
Overkill Hill. I think that she's just a more complete fighter. Mackenzie's going to be pressed to find anywhere in this fight where she'll be successful. Even on the ground with the jiu-jitsu, I can just see Tisha defending very well. She comes from a very strong camp, very reputable camp. So I don't see this being an easy go for Mackenzie by any means. And we know she's not going to get anything off in the stand-up.
Right.
So she's already behind. She's behind the 8 ball already. And she
Yeah.
doesn't have strong wrestling. You know what I mean? Like not strong shoot wrestling. So I think it's going to be a very tough night at the office for her.
All right. And Senor Benjamin, what about you, bro? Ben, you still with us? All right, I'm gonna give Ben a second. Nico, what I did want to say though, bro, even
Can you
more
hear
to
me?
me.
Yeah.
I can hear you. Go ahead. Go ahead, Ben. What you got?
I was muted because I was reading something. Sorry. So I'm
right.
gonna give you off a list of names, and this is gonna help us decide my pick. So, Rose, Andrade, Jessica Andrade, Joanna, Weili Zhang, Marina Rodriguez.
Tisha's only
Those
losses.
are the 5 losses that Tisha Torres has in her career.
Only losses.
Is Mackenzie Dern on that level?
Fuck no.
Not yet.
I mean, not that I'm like, you guys obviously picked Tisha, but like this is Marina. Mackenzie Dern just lost to Marina, which there's no anything wrong with that, but
No
it's
shame in
another
that.
big test for her. This is another big step.
Yeah.
And it's going to be too much too soon. And unfortunately for Dern, she's going to be on a 2-fight losing streak.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was telling Nico, I just think stylistically it's a terrible matchup. And it's not
just look at the list of competition.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think for me it's not what Nico you were saying, like she's a better all-around fighter, skill-wise, whatever. It's not even that for me. It's the explosiveness. Mackenzie Dern is kind of like one of those that falls into a groove. Whatever. Tisha Torres never stops moving. They call her the tiny tornado, whatever, for a reason, bro. She's a badass, and she's always doing something. Like I said, she's very explosive, very fast. I think that she's a better athlete, like an all-around athlete. And I think that, like I said, I think that'll have a lot to do with it.
I mean,
So I guess
I think Mackenzie's biggest win is against Ronda Marcos, probably.
yeah, bro. That talk about underachiever. Randa Marcos could have been really good, man, but it just never clicked, I guess. But she was a tough chick, man. But yeah, I mean that's probably her biggest win, or Nina Nunez.
Yeah, come on.
Oh man, oh man, she got to win against
10-7.
Amanda ABC Cooper. Hey, isn't Nina still ranked like in the top 10? She hasn't
Yes.
won in like forever. It's ridiculous. We were talking about that a
She's
while
number
back.
6, bro.
Jeez.
She hasn't won since
And
2018, and she's number 6.
yep, that's the spoil system for you. That's all that shit is. 100%. She's not even that good. Oh, she beat Claudia, whatever, a while back. But I mean, come on, man. She hasn't done anything. Tatiana made her a bitch. Mackenzie with that arm bar. I mean, that was like ridiculous. But it's all good. Hopefully, we see her back sometime soon. Tatiana Suarez, man. It's like I know she has health problems, so it's like she's in and out, in and out. But man, she's undefeated. She's amazing, but it's like we see her sometimes and we don't see her. It's kind of sad, man. But anyway,
Let's go.
hopefully hopefully she's doing well health wise. But anyway, next
Let's
fight, you guys
go.
know that's the one I'm looking forward to. And
Let's
this
go.
fight hurts my heart, man. This fight hurts my freaking heart because you guys know I've been riding that hype train, Khamzat Chimaev, but I've also been a big Gilbert Burns fan forever. I am picking Khamzat to win, but man, it bothers me to pick against Gilbert because I never do. So this fight really had me torn apart, man. I mean, I know Khamzat's gonna win, but if Gilbert wins, I won't be upset. I'll be very happy for him because I guarantee you he'll get a title shot off of it. But anyway, Ben, where are you going with this one?
Nico, you go first.
Best performance
Ben's
of
going with Gilbert.
Best performance of Khamzat's, like anything so far.
Life, it's
Yes.
going to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's gonna be brutal. It's gonna be brutal. Gilbert's stubborn, so we're gonna get to
He
see
is.
him finally get some shit off.
Right. I guarantee you one thing: Gilbert's going to land a few punches. It's not going to be a
Good,
a one punch
good,
from the competition.
good.
Right. But go ahead, Ben. Go ahead, and then I'll say the last part that I want to say, and then Nico.
Oh,
if you
go
want to
ahead.
say anything
Go
else
ahead.
too. Oh, all I want to say is what Nico just said is so 100% true about Gilbert. He is very stubborn, and he doesn't mind standing there and banging. And sometimes he does that with the wrong people, and I think that this is going to be the wrong people. But go ahead, Ben. What you got?
Do it. Say that dumb
mean-
shit.
Huh?
I said do it. Say that dumb shit. Because you look like you about to say some stupid shit right now.
I mean, all right, I'll pick Gilbert. Why not?
I think that.
Why not? I love it.
Oh man.
If you're going to pick somebody to get it done, this might as well be the first one you rock with.
Honestly, though, I think that it won't be the stand-up of. I mean, I'm gonna pick Gilbert because why the fuck not? I mean, it's not like we're betting real money or anything, and if I win, I get to be like, yeah, I win. But I think Chimaev fucking will submit him. Honestly, I saw Gilbert kind of talking about his grappling earlier. I don't know if it was earlier today or earlier this week, but and then he was like commenting on how Chimaev hasn't actually fought anybody, and I just think that you said Burns is stubborn, and I think he'll get caught in something and get submitted. To be honest,
Really?
I don't know, man.
That
He don't want
I'll be shocked if
Chimaev
that-
on top of him, man. I know he got whatever belt he got in jiu-jitsu. He do not want Chimaev on top of him.
Oh, he's a high.
Well, that's
level
what I'm
black
saying.
belt,
I
like
think
the
that
level
he'll-
of like, yeah.
I think that they'll get into a ground exchange, and instead of getting up off the ground and trying to stand back up, he'll get caught in something, and Chimaev will submit him. But I mean,
Yeah.
Gilbert also has as good of a chance as anybody else in that division to finish this fight if he needs to. He's got heavy hands. He's good on top. So he has just as good a chance as anybody else. So I'll pick
He
Gilbert.
coming off a KO loss to Kamaru, right?
Who, Gilbert? No, didn't
I
he
think
win a
that was
fight
his
after
last
that?
Or
fight.
did he
No.
win a fight
Did
after?
he beat
He
somebody
beat
else?
Wonder Boy.
Yes,
Did
he beat
beat
Wonder Boy.
after that? That's what
Yeah,
I
he
thought.
out wrestled Wonder Boy, right?
Yeah, I think so. Let's see. Yeah, he
Just
he
like
out wrestled
everybody
Wonder
else
Boy.
is right now.
So let me ask you guys a question. All seriousness. If either one of these guys has an impressive fight, not even a finish, just an impressive fight, do they get a title shot?
Nah.
Depends on what Vicente Luque does.
If Chimaev win, he definitely not getting the title shot, and I don't think Gilbert winning gets him a title shot either. I
Jake
don't see that.
said, I think it's going to be mostly stand up. To be honest, Burns got KO'd by Usman's jabs. Burns couldn't sub Wonder Boy. Okay. Yeah, I mean, all that is definitely true. This is the only thing, though, man, because, like, if you look at the rankings, right? Let's see. I was looking at this earlier, and I got a feeling that they are. Whoever wins this fight, if it's impressive, will get a title shot, only because Gilbert Burns is number 2. You got Chimaev at number 11. If number 11 beats number 2, I mean, either he's going to get a title shot next or he's going to get Colby Covington. Either way,
Colby.
I'm sure he'll be happy. You know, I mean, maybe it'll be Colby, but the problem is you can't keep having everybody fight Colby on the way to a title shot because you don't want Colby to have another title shot because he's already lost 2 of them. So you kind of want a new champion before Colby fights, these prospects. I mean, I don't know for sure. I'm speculating, but I don't know, man. Like I said, I think if either of these guys win impressively, like if Gilbert went out there and fucked this dude up, faded him in the first round, I don't think you could really say no. You can't have a title shot next. I think you'd kind of have to give it to him.
Yeah, that's if Gilbert were to smash this dude, how could you say no?
Gilbert gonna smash Chimaev?
No, I never said that at all. I said if he was.
I said if he were to come out there and fucking stove him up, you know what I mean? But I think Chimaev would need one more.
Yeah, Nico, don't start with me, man, because I told you before the last fight he was gonna beat Kamaru, and you guys were like, "Oh no, this dude's not even."
No,
whatever,
that's
blah,
not what
blah,
I
blah.
said. I said not yet. I said don't say that yet. I said
bro,
not yet.
I said it, and then look, he went out in his last fight and he fucked up old dude. Didn't even get hit once. That was.
And
the
what
most
did I say? I
ridiculous
came
thing
on the
ever.
show and I said what?
You said I think we need to look at him again. You're probably on the right track, something along those lines.
Yes.
So when I say if Gilbert was to smash him, I'm not saying Gilbert's going to smash him. He's going to win the fight, but I'm just saying if crazier things have happened. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But Chimaev's invincibility right now, the only thing that scares me about it, and like Jake said in the thing, is his chin. We have no idea how it is. And we saw like his invincibility right now reminds me of how Machida was. It's exactly what it reminds me of. And when Machida finally did start getting hit, we saw that his chin isn't that great. It's good, it's not great, and he definitely can be touched. So that's the only thing I worry about with Chimaev. It's worried me for a while, but we've been lucky so far. Like Jake said, I think we finally get to see how it is, and that's a big step in the right direction for wherever welterweight's going to go. But anyway, and I don't know if you guys have watched his like lower league fights before the UFC, but damn, those dudes weren't touching him either, man. Nobody's been hitting this guy. It's ridiculous, man. He's like I don't know, man. He's like a ghost out there, bro. Nobody lands shots against him. It's pretty crazy. But anyway, did either of you guys want to say anything else about this fight? No. Okay. All right. We'll go with the 2 title fights. Nico, I know you have a big opinion about Aljo versus Peter Yan, so I'll let you go with that. Petr Yan coming back, looking to take his title back. He's the interim champ. Aljo, the world undisputed champ, as predicted by me, Nico, and you were wrong about that one. Let's not forget. But go ahead and let's talk about this fight, man. Where are we going with this?
I was not wrong. That's where I'll start with that. That brought
Nico,
back such awful
the
memories.
record
Like,
will show.
bro, yo,
The record
I
will
was
show.
on a hiatus. I don't know how many episodes of this show that I missed, but like we can go right back to it because I did not lose that day. Uh,
Nico, when we're dead and gone in 100 years, people are gonna look back and be like, "Oh man, Aljo beat Piotr Jan." I
oh
mean,
my god,
the
yeah,
records don't lie.
like Matt Hamill beat John Jones. Anyway, um,
Exactly.
anyway,
Hey,
Piotr
real quick, have you
Jan,
seen?
I think this is gonna be a closer fight than it should have played out the first fight. I think had that illegal knee not been thrown, we would have watched Piotr Jan win probably 4 rounds to 1, maybe 3 rounds to 2. I think that this will be a closer fight, but I see it going to Piotr. I think the takedowns will overwhelm Aljo. He's a master at catching that leg when you throw the body kick at him and getting that sweep. And if you misstep, he's really good at executing those judo sweeps as well. He's good at forming that shell and countering off of it. And I think that Aljo went out there to set a crazy pace the first time, and the pace that he set in that first round was great, and that's why he looked so awesome in that first round. But he started to fall apart midway through the second round. The third round, the writing was on the wall with exactly how that fight was going to play out. And now if he lets up and he takes his foot off the pedal, he's just going to get exposed in the pocket. So I don't see this playing out too well for him.
Okay. Oh, Jake was commenting on the other fight. He said hanging out with Till probably made Chimaev striking even crisper. I just don't see how Burns wins. I kind of agree with that. I mean,
I was
but
watching that background shit, and Till looked like he was getting touched up on the feet too.
yeah, I'm sure. All right, Ben, where are you going with the Piotr Jan versus Aljamain, the champ Sterling fight? Nico, you need to call that man the champ before you disrespect somebody.
Why on the flyer they put titles on both of them?
Yeah. All right, Ben left. So no, I was kidding. Ben, what you got, bro?
I've I've been on this show before, saying I think that Piotr Jan is one of the pound for pound best fighters on the planet. That I think his striking is, if not the best, one of the best. It doesn't matter what weight class. And I just think this is going to be a really piss poor night for Aljamain Sterling. If the Piotr Jan that showed up against Corey Sandhagen shows up against this Aljamain Sterling, Sterling's going to get flattened. I just don't see it. It was kind of like you were saying about the Gilbert Burns, like you don't see a way that he can win. I just don't see a way that Sterling can win because I don't think even if he gets takedowns, I don't think he can maintain that across the 5 rounds.
If Sterling
it's like
can
Nico said, he pushed a crazy pace, and I worry about that.
If Sterling can maintain the pace that he set in round 1 of the first fight for 3 rounds, if he can steal the first 3 rounds, that's how I see him getting it done. But he got to steal the first 3 rounds. He's not taking Piotr out.
What round was it when Aljo won the first fight by DQ
First round.
TKO?
4.
No, 4th.
Oh.
Okay. So even before that, you could see that Aljo was done. This dude was breathing out of his mouth. His body language had completely changed. And he was like, oh, fuck, what the hell's going on here? Seriously, I think he was on his way to getting finished that round, Nico. I don't think he was going to lose a decision in that fight.
I saw it midway through, too.
Done.
I saw it midway through, too.
I believe you. I mean, I believe it. So here's the thing about it. All right. We're going to play a little history lesson here, Nico, and I know you're going to love this one. A little bit different ending, but George St. Pierre, when he lost to Matt Serra, it was a fluke. It was a fluke. It was a huge shot nobody saw coming, whatever. When he finally got back in there with him, because it took him like a little bit over a year to get back in there with Matt Serra because of whatever was happening, whatever. He finally got Matt Serra back in the cage. He beat the fuck out of Matt Serra. It wasn't even a close fight and finished him. And that's the same shit that's going to happen to Sterling. I don't see Sterling lasting 2 rounds. Not at all. And especially like Ben said, if the Piotr Jan that fought Corey Sandhagen shows up, he might not even last 1 round.
Look, Sterling looked like he's in the best shape of his life right now. He looked like he off EPO right now, if I'm being honest. Like, his body looks it looks incredible, bro. Like the veins, the like everything, bro. It's crazy right now how this man looks. So I'm expecting him to go the distance, man. I am. And to come off a loss like that, and you already know this shit. That boy from New York, man. He from Long Island. He's gonna try and represent.
Come off a loss, man. He's not coming off a loss. He's coming off of a win, the biggest win of his life.
Nah, man. Nah. That knee to the biscuit, that's a loss in our hometown. I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, nah, I mean, you're right.
You get taken out with that knee like that KO. Ooh-wee. Nah, bro.
Bro, like I said, I think Piotr Jan's been waiting for this moment since it happened, like a year and a half ago. And I think that I think with the shit that was being talked and everything like that, seriously, fellas, and like, you know that I liked Aljo. I think he's okay, but I think we're gonna see it like a fucking, like, I don't even know, like a lion in the ring with a fucking gazelle or something like that. And I think as soon as Piotr Jan touches him, he's gonna put him to sleep, man. I think he's gonna TKO him early. Ben, within 2.
Regardless, Peter Jan's the better fighter. I mean,
I think so.
He's the better fighter.
Yep. All right. The main event. Ben, I know you were excited about this one as Nico's excited about the other one. So hit me with it, man. Alexander Volkanovski versus Chan Sung Jung, the Korean Zombie. What's going on, bro?
How can you not be excited about this fight, for one thing? The Korean Zombie is absolutely the man. Like, never in a boring fight, really. The dude takes 3 years off to go be in the Korean military and still comes back, and he's fighting for you know what I mean? Like, the dude's awesome. The twister submission, the 6-second knockout of Mark Hominick, the dude's awesome. But Alexander Volkanovski is, again, another guy that could have an argument to be the best pound-for-pound fighter on the planet. The dude is just on a level than the rest of the featherweights in that division. I said that I think that if he wins this fight here, he's got a definite claim for best fighter pound for pound. And I think he wins here. I don't know how he's going to win. I think he'll probably win by decision, similar style that he was with Max Holloway, where he just kind of volumed him and outworked him. Chan Sung Jung Chan Sung Jung has just as much of a chance as anybody else. That dude hits really hard for a featherweight, and we know he's got grappling prowess. But a guy that's beat Max Holloway twice and pieced up Brian Ortega and just is making these other guys that are world-class athletes look like they're less athletes than him. I got to go with Volkanovski here. I know he's one of those dudes that just doesn't have a wild personality, and he's just kind of boring. A lot of people don't like him, but he's growing on me. I think he wins here.
All right. Nico, how about you, man?
I got Volkanovski. I told you that a little earlier. But I just think he's so explosive, man. It's crazy because he could play the game from the outside, but he's a short dude, so he's used to having to get inside. I like him a lot, man. And like Ben said, man, he did my boy up twice, man. And that's no easy task. So I got him, but I got him by decision.
Okay. Yeah, Jake Sharp says Volk wins a 25-minute barn burner, and I'm gonna shock everybody and say I think Volkanovski is gonna win as well, man. And look, here's the thing. I would love Korean Zombie to win the fight. I'm not even gonna lie, because I think it would open up the weight class to some good fights, kind of like we talk about at heavyweight, Ben. Like, you know, with with oh no, actually like
Bam
welterweight
Bam.
with yeah, yeah, Bam Bam, exactly. Just if Korean Zombie won, there'd be a whole lot of awesome fights that could be made. So I'd love to see him win. But at the same time, for selfish reasons, I really would rather see Max come back and be the one to dethrone Volkanovski. Um, and I just think in this fight, I think Volkanovski, like Nico said, I think he's able to play that outside game really nice and then get takedowns when he needs to.
This is all the
Um,
setup for Cejudo to return.
maybe. But like we saw how good his submission defense is in the last fight, and he will not quit, bro. Like, Ortega had him twice where it was like, oh shit, the fight's over, and then it was just like, nope, he's not fucking around. So I don't think there's gonna be any fluke stuff by Korean Zombie as far as submission goes. But anybody can get caught in any day. But I'll go, like I said,
Yeah,
I'm
that.
going with Volk
But
by decision too.
Jung hits harder than any of those other guys that he's fought, I think.
He does. He does.
So like I said, if it's another one of those things, if anybody's got a chance, it's Zombie. The guy has finished fights everywhere, but yeah, Volkanovski's just man. He's the man.
If he,
Do you hear he said he was thinking about going up to 55?
I didn't. No, I didn't
I
hear
think
that.
he's a little too small frame wise for 55, but I mean, if he beats Jung, I mean, there's not a lot left at 145. I mean, a third fight with Max, but
Yeah, and then I mean, and right. I mean, you got Arnold Allen and Josh Emmett, but those guys, they've got to get
yeah,
like a
but do those
signature
guys
win
get you
first.
interested in a title fight? Like,
Not until they get a signature win. They'd
could
have to
you
beat
see that on a
somebody.
marquee somewhere trying to sell a pay per view of Volkanovski versus?
No,
And I love Josh Emmett. Josh Emmett's my
I know you do.
dude, but but I don't see that on a marquee somewhere selling a pay per view.
If Yair Rodriguez could win a fight or two in a row, could put together like a nice little win streak, 2 fights, I think he'd be good for Volkanovski, and I could see that on a marquee. But man, he's streaky, bro. But anyway, let's switch gears here and jump over to WrestleMania. I know the three of us actually all have contradicting opinions of WrestleMania, which is cool. It's what this show's all about, talking shit to each other and disagreeing. Um, I'm just going to run down a couple matches here. I'll start with night one. The first 3 matches, let's say, it was the Usos versus Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs. The Usos won. That was an abrupt ending. Apparently, Boogs had
Rick Boogs.
Rick Boogs had an injury, a legitimate one. Next match was Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin. McIntyre won, first guy to ever kick out of Happy Corbin's finisher, and then the Miz and Logan Paul beat Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio. All right, so fellas, anything jump out at you there? I know Nico, you really liked night one. Ben, you didn't like night one so much. I think from what you were saying. Brandon Carl said Mania was good. The Raw after was a disappointment. All right. Night one, Ben, why didn't you like night one that much? Or at least the beginning of night one?
Oh, I mean, the matches for what I guess for what they were, like the injury obviously ended that match quick. And I just felt like the storyline in Happy Corbin and Drew was definitely going to be Drew wins. So I thought the match could have happened on like any other regular pay-per-view. It didn't seem much like a WrestleMania match to me.
Right.
And if the whole point of the Miz and Logan Paul versus the Mysterios was just to have the Miz beat up Logan Paul, I thought that was stupid too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we said that last week, me and Nico, we said that we thought those two wouldn't get along. I thought it would cause them to lose whatever they won, and then they split up. But apparently, Logan
that's
Paul
what I'm saying. Like the win was unnecessary. I feel like.
I agree. I agree, but
I liked it because Logan performed his ass off. Because Logan did so great, and he basically got the win for Miz to steal the victory and then do Miz shit. That's why I liked it, is because Logan did all the fucking work. He did everything. He stole the show that match. That's why I liked it.
He definitely
And
looked better than
you
I thought he
started to
would.
respect him, and you wanted him to win. I originally was like, fuck this kid. I don't want him to win. I want the Mysterios to go over, and Logan will take that fall. And I was cool with that in my mind. And then he started to perform, and I was like, holy shit, I want this kid to win now. And then he does enough for Miz to come in and take the win like a chicken shit heel should. And then he turns on the kid after he performed his ass off. So you know we're going to see him later on. So I really enjoyed that.
They're talking about having him like as under contract as like a part-time performer, which would be cool.
Like Pat
Nick
McAfee.
D in the building. Yeah, hell yeah. Nick D in the building. What's up, bro? Yeah, I mean, I agree with that part of it. The first match, like Ben said, I agree. The finish just seemed kind of rushed because Boogs got hurt. But the problem is that they didn't have to do it that quick. Nakamura could wrestle against both those guys for another couple minutes, if you know what I mean, if need be. I mean, it's not like like some jobber was out there. It's Nakamura. The guy's a fucking legend. But whatever. The Drew McIntyre and Happy Corbin match, it was okay. It was what it was. I thought it would be quicker than that, just to be honest with you. And like you said, Logan Paul, he looked good.
This was the match of the night that I didn't like, was Drew McIntyre and Happy Corbin. And I don't like it. I just thought, like Ben said, that was way too predictable. Like you knew that was booked for Drew to go over the way that Drew was going to go over. And then, like, you don't even in the leading, like, weeks talk about how nobody's ever kicked out of the end of days or how it's this strong maneuver. And then you're going to tell us that, like, build it.
Right. Until he did it, they didn't even mention it. I knew it, but, like, they hadn't mentioned it in months. I agree with you. All right, so after that, we have Bianca Belair defeat Becky Lynch for the title. Cody Rhodes came out and beat Seth freaking Rollins, and Charlotte Flair defeated Ronda Rousey to keep her title.
You cannot say anything bad about any of these matches right now. Like, this would be absurd to me now.
The only thing that I can tell you is they were subtle, but there were a couple botches by Ronda.
Oh, for sure.
There were.
For sure.
The only thing I'll tell you, man. And it could have been her playing it up, or it could have been her actually getting pissed off. But Charlotte looked a little bit pissed off a couple times during the match when those small things happen. I think Charlotte's a big-time perfectionist. But it could have just been her character just being like, oh, I don't like this bitch, whatever. I liked all three of these matches. Let's see. As far as Bianca goes, Ben, I know you were telling me some stuff about her. But I'll let you say it, man. Well, tell me what you were saying about Bianca the other day. She's watching, by the way, so you better be careful.
I don't remember what I said, to be honest with you.
You just said that you just don't get it, like the appeal, really.
Yeah, she's just not my flavor of ice cream. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't. Her character doesn't do much for me. She's a hell of an in-ring worker. But her character just doesn't do much for me, I guess.
That I agree with. That part.
I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to say anything bad about her because obviously she's an unbelievable performer. The match with Becky Lynch it's a toss-up for me personally, in-ring performance-wise, between that one and I really know there was some botches in Cody and Seth's match, but I just really liked it a lot. But Becky and Bianca was probably the best match of the weekend.
100%.
She just doesn't, it just doesn't do anything for me. She's very bland and vanilla for me, as far as just like she comes out and she's like, I have long hair and I'm really strong and athletic, and that's the basis of my character. Hello. And it just doesn't do much for me personally, but
the boy BC.
It was an excellent match, and it told a great story. So,
yeah, it did. The boy BC said, no speak English.
To a certain degree, I agree with
Nakamura.
That statement about the character, but I also love AJ Styles, and I remember his whole thing was just being the phenomenal one. It's just like I'm the most phenomenal. I'm the most phenomenal, and then you go out there and you prove you're the most phenomenal, and it's kind of like that's a similar shtick to me in that sense. Like she is what she says she is. You know, athletically she can do anything that any of the women can do in there, but I do need more out of her. But I don't know how you get that out of her because she is a face right now. You know, so like I don't see them like turning her heel. I don't
You know
know.
what I wish they would do is,
What's that?
like you said, she's proven that she's like, I'm athletically this and I'm better than you. Do a Mr. Perfect type gimmick with her. She was a track star before she was a professional wrestler. Do some footage of her doing track star shit and shooting
But didn't they
basketballs and
do
like
that? They did
make
do
her
that
the
with
fucking
they did
best.
that with Bailey though. They did that shtick with Bailey though.
Sort of.
Yeah, but that didn't work for Bailey. That's like Bianca's whole shtick. She's the fastest, the strongest, the smartest, the fucking
No, that
the
when she was
bestest.
going against Bailey, and like she showed her track skills and she showed her jumping ability and she showed all the shit like that.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure. It
While
was
she
was
was,
that during
I'm
COVID?
telling you, in a feud
Yeah.
versus Bailey,
Yeah, no, I
that
believe you. I
that
mean, I'm just saying, I don't know.
they did do that shit.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I would like to see them make Montez and his partner split up, and then Bianca and him rock out, and they could be on some heel shit, similar to Miz and Maurice.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. I told you the other night, Ben. I feel like Brandon Carl, like I was saying earlier, he said no speak English, Nakamura. He said Ronda is stiffer than her legs after Amanda Nunes 2-piece and a biscuit. He said that Ben is a pistachio ice cream guy and rate them cakes. So
Rate them cakes.
anyway,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you guys something, and you're not gonna like what I'm about to tell you, but Bianca will never be a heel again. Ever. It's going to be just like John Cena. She's the female John Cena. That's all there is to it. That's her. That's where she's going to be, and that's where she's going to be pigeonholed for the rest of her career, unless something very strange happens. That's number one. Number two, something just popped into my head. What's Dewdrop doing right now? Oh, yeah, that's right. She's been off TV for like a month. Anyway, let's keep going. Back to what I was saying. I love her character, honestly. And the whole thing about it is that she's like a throwback to the 80s.
No. Don't you just try to like hijack the show for a minute and keep
No.
on going and not give us a chance to back our
asked,
girl
where's
Dewdrop.
Dewdrop?
Okay,
Where's she at?
She didn't have anything going into WrestleMania, so they're not going to put her on TV in the lead up to WrestleMania. Of course, they're not going to do that. They didn't put all kinds of people on TV in the lead up to WrestleMania.
But I mean, she hasn't been on TV for like a month at least, right? When was the last time she wrestled? Did she wrestle in Saudi Arabia?
Yes.
She did? Okay, then that was her last match, like I think, that she's had in recent, whatever, in this run. I mean, she hasn't done anything since then. Anyway, BC, you know where I'm going with this. She's gonna get cut soon. Don't worry about it, man.
Was Alexa Bliss on WrestleMania?
No, Alexa Bliss hasn't done anything since Saudi Arabia too. But they're I don't know. They're doing
gonna
something
cut
with
her.
their ends.
They're gonna cut her.
No, she's
They're
getting
gonna cut her.
married. She's getting married, from what I was
They're
reading.
gonna let her go.
No, they're giving her time. No, they're giving her time off. She's gonna get married, bro.
Oh, okay.
Was Bailey on WrestleMania? I mean,
no, they're gonna let her go.
No, they're not.
I mean, you're just using your own shtick against yourself, so it doesn't really matter. If you go there, you're just using your own shtick.
How do you go from a title shot at the Royal Rumble and everybody, oh, it was such a great match, and then you just are here today and gone tomorrow real quick? I mean,
whatever. Bianca lost the title in 30 seconds, and now she's a champion.
I mean, but they had her on SmackDown the next week. You know what I mean? It wasn't like she was just out of the blue gone. Anyway.
You're such a hater.
I'm a hater. You guys are over here talking about how you don't really care for Bianca Belair, and she's freaking great.
I didn't say I didn't care for her.
You said
I
you need
said I
more
could
out of
see how
her.
he says her character
Yeah,
is vanilla and bland. I
I
still
like her
think she's the most
character.
athletically talented girl in that division. Charlotte aside,
You think Charlotte's more athletically gifted than her?
I
Is that what
think
you're saying?
Charlotte's a better wrestler.
Better wrestler, maybe. Yeah, I could give her that. I don't think she's a better athlete. I don't think any of these chicks are better athletes than her, man. She's like just naturally a
Dewdrop
talented
is.
athlete. Get the fuck out of here. Where, at the buffet? She gonna win that competition? That's the competition they should have, man. There you go. Anyway, all right, let's go back to it because I feel like we're running off the tracks. Charlotte and Ronda, it was a pretty good match. I think the two women matches were both really good, and I think the Cody and Seth match was really good too. I mean, and I'm glad that they did it, even though it was the obvious thing, and we thought they were going to swerve us, and then it just happened. I know though for a second that when the lights went out, you motherfuckers thought I was right, and it was the Undertaker. Please tell me that I'm right.
I never
When
did. I
when
never
the
thought it
lights
was
went out,
Taker.
you didn't think it was him?
I never thought it was Taker.
What did you think when the lights went out? You thought it was Bray?
Yeah.
Okay, Ben. When the lights went out, did you think it was Undertaker?
Nah, when the lights went out and they kind of hesitated there, I knew what they were doing. I was just happy that they gave us what they basically promised. Like WWE's
Right.
not necessarily notorious for that.
And what we wanted.
They're the king of swerves. And just the energy that surrounded that match, the pop for Cody was genuine and it was hot. And I mean, yeah, there was like 8 bajillion false finishes, but whatever, man. They told the story they needed to tell.
Yeah, that's true.
Cody looked good, man, and I'm excited because they can literally do whatever the fuck they want with him. So
Yeah, that's true. I think that his next thing will be a feud with Roman. I really do, man. I don't think that it's just smoke and mirrors. Him saying he came back for the title. I'm not saying he'll win the title immediately, but I think
no,
that's where they'll go.
he just wrestled a dark match against Kevin Owens
That makes sense. Okay.
on Raw. And Owens did a Young Bucks pose in the middle of the match. And then Owens had a fan hold Cody Rhodes while he did the Dusty Rhodes bionic elbow bit and beat up Cody. So I could see a little Cody and Kevin Owens
was that the
thing
dark main
here.
event?
Yeah, it was like the after Raw went off the air, it was the last match.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cody
I
went
could see
over.
the feud with Seth
yeah.
continuing. That's what I told Will. I could see it still continuing with Seth.
Yeah.
And the Young Bucks apparently changed their Twitter bio to say, "Yo, what up, Kev?" Because Kevin Owens did some kind of Young Bucks taunt or whatever.
That's awesome.
But I mean, hey, I wouldn't even be mad at Seth and Cody continuing their feud. I just feel like that was a friggin' where do you go from that wad blow? You know what I mean? Like that was a pretty big match. It would be hard to top that as far as like escalating matches go.
Yeah, that's true.
Who knows? It'll probably be Cody versus Ezekiel.
Oh Jesus, please no. Hey, so look, so the last match of the night was Stone Cold versus Kevin Owens. Hey, we got to give props to Nick. We got to give props to Nick because he did say it would end up being a match and not an interview. He did say the bell would ring and there'd be a winner and a loser, which was kind of impressive because I didn't think that they would do that with Stone Cold. And it kind of didn't even make any sense because, like, you know, they were out of the ring for several minutes. So it wasn't, like, contended under any kind of rules. How many stunners were there, by the way? I didn't even count. Nico, were there more than 3 or was there 3 in that match?
Grand total for the weekend?
For the weekend, I know the second night there were 3. But the first night, how many were there?
I think there was 3.
Man, I'm a genius.
Maybe 4.
But you guys did agree with me.
Maybe 4. Maybe 4.
Maybe 4. Okay.
So he started handing them out after. He handed it out to Byron. He handed it maybe 4.
Yeah. Okay. I'll have to rewatch the finish of that. I was so tired, man. I
think he was about to do his brother. I think he asked his brother.
Oh yeah, he had his brother in the ring, right?
I think he asked him. I think he was like, "You want one or not?" He was like, "Nah." I think he was like, "Get out the ring, then."
That's funny. All right, so there's not really much to talk about on that match, though. The next night, though, RK Bro, the Street Profits, Alpha Academy, awesome match to start up. Bobby Lashley versus Omos, I was shocked. And Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn, I was shocked at that match too. I just say I thought that the 3-team match was really good, better than I expected it to be. I was afraid it was just going to be a big cluster. Did anybody pick Bobby Lashley to beat Omos besides Nick? I'm
I
pretty
did
sure Nick
not,
did.
bro. I thought that was a
Yeah.
landslide. We all said that Lashley could not win that match.
Yeah.
But I think you said that P would turn on him in that match.
MVP would, yeah.
Yeah.
Instead, they did it the next night.
Yes.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah, but the loss makes sense now, kind of. Like, if the end game was just for MVP to end up with Omos, at least the loss was for something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because now MVP can say, "You need me." You remember what happened when you fought him without me? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
You could
because you know for sure that at WrestleMania Backlash they'll redo that match and Omos will get his win back. So it'll redeem itself.
Yeah. And then the Johnny Knoxville and Sami Zayn match, bro. Johnny Knoxville, I thought did phenomenal. One of the best celebrity, non-really like athlete guys coming out. I know Johnny Knoxville. Yeah, he's athletic. He does his show, whatever. But he's not like a former football player or boxer or a current boxer like Logan Paul.
So stiff.
Sammy was. I know. But I think Johnny probably told him to be, man.
Yeah, definitely. That's exactly what I was going to ask you. Do you think Johnny told him to be that stiff? And Wee Man did? Like, he was going crazy, bro.
Poor fucking Wee Man, dude.
He was great.
Yo, he fucking punted him.
It was awesome.
Kicked his fucking head off.
Yep. Everything about that match I thought was perfect. So then the match that actually was kind of a cluster. The four women tag match. Naomi and Sasha Banks won the titles, defeating Carmella and Queen Zelina, Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, and Natalya and Shayna Baszler. Nico, you and Nick, I think, are the only ones that picked Naomi and Sasha Banks. Because I know that I picked Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, and Ben picked Natalya and Shayna Baszler. You did pick Sasha and Naomi, though, correct?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't? Who did you pick?
I picked Liv and Rhea.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, I said they were the only ones who kind of looked like a tag team. But then I said I know that they were going to go Sasha's way.
Yeah, it just seemed too obvious. That's why I picked against Sasha and Naomi. I just thought it seemed too obvious to give them the win.
You know, I think Nick only got one match wrong on the entire card, which is insane. I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, yeah, I was texting him like, bro, you wrote this show? I mean, like, what the fuck, man?
I picked wrong on purpose on so many of those fights or on so many of those matches, dude.
Look, this match pissed me off so bad because AJ Styles did go for the Phenomenal Forum and get speared. I said it was going to be the opposite way. I'm trying to think of how I thought that could even happen. And then, you know, you had the whole Damian Priest joining Edge. Nico, I told Ben and Messenger they should call it the Crooked Edge Society. Kind of like instead of the Straight Edge with CM Punk. Then Sheamus and Ridge Holland beat the New Day, and Pat McAfee beat Austin Theory. What do you guys think about these matches?
Trash.
Which one? What was trash?
Edge and AJ I thought was really good. Too long.
The 2-minute and 30-second squash match, tag team match that definitely fucking was not necessary for any reason.
That was bullshit. They ran out of time the first night. That's why they.
Yeah, but dude, come on! They were wearing Biggie's fucking gear, and Biggie broke his neck, and they just let Ridge Holland and this other turd squash him. Fuck, god damn it, that was wrong.
I agree.
That was wrong.
I wasn't happy with
that. Was trash.
That was wrong. And fuck Pat McAfee because Austin Theory is the fucking future GOAT, and fuck you, Pat McAfee.
No.
Bro, Pat McAfee looked like a fucking animal out there, bro.
Yes.
Most impressive thing to me of all of WrestleMania was Pat McAfee.
What was the most impressive thing he did in that match to you, Will?
The backflip off the top rope.
Mine was when he jumped onto the top rope.
Oh yeah. He did like the vertical leap to it.
The fucking box jump onto the top rope was absurd.
Insane, man. Insane. And then they had to ruin it with Vince McMahon. That was some fucking dumb shit, man.
Yo, And I would have been fine with it had Austin did more. He hit him in the back once. Like, take a chair to him, take a sledgehammer to the back of his head. Do something crazy. Do something absurd.
Yeah, I agree. Did you guys notice something when when Austin Theory's music started? Vince McMahon thought it was Stone Cold's music, so he's
Yes,
like,
I saw that.
and he's like, "It's my music, Vince." He's like, oh. And then the music starts like, again, bro. I was like, "What the fuck, man? They blew that. That was horrible." You know what I'm talking about, Ben? You saw that?
No, I went to bed after
Okay.
Austin Theory lost. I was like, well,
Oh
fuck
my
this, I'm going
god,
to bed.
the kick into the stomach. Oh my god, bro.
Vince
Where
about
was
fell
Vince
through the
going?
ropes.
He fell all into the corner. He was not ready to take that stunner at all, bro.
You know, so WrestleMania Backlash, they like do a lot of continuations from WrestleMania, a lot of rematches, different shit like that. Supposedly, that's what they did last year. I wouldn't mind if they did something with Stone Cold again. Maybe even have him come out and beat the shit out of Shane like he did Vince McMahon on this show. Because obviously Stone Cold can't wrestle a regular match. He can't really bump or anything like that. He took a few good shots from Kevin Owens, but I wouldn't be shocked if they did something with him again for this next pay-per-view, trying to just keep the momentum going because people have been excited about it, man. I mean, he's definitely a needle mover.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, I was disappointed with the tag match. Edge and AJ was good, but 15 false finishes and 25 minutes later, that's kind of long for the middle of a show that most of the matches were around 10 minutes each. You know, I don't think a middle of the road match, which that's middle of the card match. Let's put it that way. Should have went 25 minutes. It felt like it made the card really long. They could have taken 10 of those minutes, given it to New Day, and we could add two 15-minute matches instead of 125 and one 3-minute match. But anyway, let's go to the main event because I know a lot of people are happy about it, a lot of people are mad about it, a lot of people are confused about it. What did you guys think of the main event?
I love the main event.
Yeah.
I wish that it was longer, but it went the way that I wanted it to go. So I loved it. I said that Roman would go over clean, though, right? Is that what I said?
You did. Yep.
And he technically didn't, but
he kind of did.
The Usos didn't come into play, and that's really what I meant by it.
Right. No, I mean,
low blow and a title shot to the head.
Yep. I mean, yeah, but like compared to what we see, that's like kind of tame,
right?
You know, compared to what we see these days. But Ben, did you end up watching the main event? No. See,
yo, you was really pissy after Austin lost, huh?
Nah, he had to work. He has to work like 15 hours.
No, I work at 4 a.m.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He was getting ready for like a 15-hour shift.
I had a friend over, and it was when Taker lost the streak. That motherfucker left the crib. He stormed out the house.
No, and I mean, you know, obviously I was mad, but you know, in all seriousness, like I went to bed, and then I caught like the Austin McMahon thing. I caught that the next morning, but the results popped up that the Roman Brock match happened and that it wasn't as good as people had hoped, and so I just never got around to watching it again.
Yeah. So here's where I'm going with this, guys. Did you see Raw? Either of you saw Raw?
Yep.
Oh, I want to make a correction. Vince McMahon's voice is so fucked up these days. I really thought last Monday when I said that he said you'll know when the bell rings. He didn't say that. He actually said when they say his name, and I was like, what the fuck? When I rewatched like part of like the build up to the match, I saw that, and I'm like, it didn't sound like that to me the first time. But his voice is so gravelly and shit these days, it's hard to understand. But anyway, I just want to throw that out there, just a correction. I don't want anybody saying I misquoted Mr. McMahon. He might, you know, do the McMahon walk and kick my ass across the front yard. But here's what I think is going to happen on Friday. Last night, or Monday night, Roman said, Friday, I'll let you guys know what I'm up to next, or something along those lines, what I'm going to do next, whatever. Now, I think, like I said, I think that him and Cody are going to feud. And I think that the whole thing is going to be that Roman is going to tell Cody that, yeah, you come from a wrestling family, but it's like a family of pussies. And my family are the tough guys. We both come from like these like families that have been around a long time. My family's always been champions. Your family's always like carried our bags, just shit like that. I think that's how that feud will start. And I think that's where it'll go. You're back for the championship. You think you're good enough to fight me? Nobody in your family's ever been champ. Look at my family. We got The Rock, we got the Samoans. You know what I mean? I think that's how it goes, man. Obviously, he's not going to call him a pussy on TV, but if he did, the pay-per-view would be one of the most watched ever. But anyway, I think that's how it goes, man. Basically, family versus family, the heritage of all of it. I think it makes sense to me. Also, Heyman could be like, I did all this stuff for your dad back in the day, this stuff for your brother. They never appreciated it. Just typical drama stuff. But that's where I think it'll go, man. That's why I said I think that.
Like everybody wanted to see The Rock come out and stare Roman down.
Everybody wanted to, yeah, but I mean, I don't see The Rock ever coming back, man. I really think that he's going to end up being president one day. I really do. And I know that it's on that TV show, but like I've been saying that for a while. But I don't know. I don't know if we ever see The Rock actually come back for a program. Could we see him back for a night? Sure, but for a whole program, I just don't see it, man. I don't know. Do you guys watch Young Rock, that show?
Nah.
No.
You guys should. You should start. It's good. But anyway. Anyway, look.
What is the loneliest?
Hey, that's cool. Hey, I'm cool with that, man. That's a great show. But look, this is the thing. Like Ben. You remember what you told me back? Ben, you remember what you told me back around the Royal Rumble when Kevin Owens re-signed? Remember what you said to me? You said, man, they must have offered him something amazing because, it's a big contract. He was more than happy to sign it and all that other stuff. Yeah, they offered him something amazing. The main event of WrestleMania versus Stone Cold. If they got Cody to come back from AEW, they offered him something amazing, and I think it's to come back right into that title picture. And
Cody said the only thing that really made him come back was a handshake deal that he would never have to hear Stardust again.
That's what he said. I mean, that's the joke, though, man.
The best part of WrestleMania was his Stardust cartwheel and taunt.
Oh, that's great.
At the
So
beginning. That was my favorite part of WrestleMania, dude.
Yeah.
I fucking popped so hard for that. He does the cartwheel and then he does the fucking Stardust thing right to Seth. Beautiful.
Yeah. Pretty awesome.
Well, that and when Seth's like, welcome back to the big time, bitch, or whatever it was he said to him.
Yeah.
Like, that was pretty sick,
cool,
too.
Yep. So, anyway, besides that, I think that... What's that?
They laid some stiff ass shots in on that in that match too, because I saw like a picture of a fan that was at the airport and ran into Cody, and his fucking forehead is all like bruised and red, and his face has got a bunch of marks all over it. So they laid that shit in pretty heavy in that match.
That's good, man. I mean, like the people that you can like have the stiffest matches with are like that's like the best matches, bro, because there's more like of a realness to it. Ben, when you were wrestling, man, I don't know if you ever noticed this, but like the people that I kind of had beef with that I wrestled, I always had better matches with them than like my buddies. I mean, obviously my friends, I had good matches with them, but like when there's that little bit of like, man, fuck this guy, and that guy's like, man, fuck this guy, and you have to wrestle each other, there's always just a little bit of like that extra aggression that makes the match look good, in my opinion. I'm not saying they don't like each other, but
maybe you were just a prick. I didn't beef with anybody in the locker room, Will.
Bro, I had beef with a few people, man. I have a story about it. I'll tell you guys some other time, but there's a video of it and everything, man. But yeah, I had a beef with this. I had beef with this one dude I was in the locker room with. Ben, I don't know how you didn't have beef with people in the locker room, man. There were a couple people I didn't like. People I still don't like, man. Fuck it. Wrestling's a cutthroat business. If you liked everybody, bro, then I mean they.
Oh, I didn't. It wasn't that I liked everybody. I didn't say anything to anybody. I kept my shit to myself.
Fuck that, man. Nico, tell him, bro. We're Getlings. We talk some shit. We say what we gotta say.
Yes.
Well, bro,
The way it goes, man.
I say
It's ingrained.
what I have to say, but it wasn't worth it. You know what I mean? Like getting into a beef with a dude in a bingo hall for a hot dog and a handshake wasn't worth it.
Yeah, no, I don't mean like beefing because of wrestling. I meant beefing because like it was just somebody I didn't like or something like that. But like I said, I'll tell the story about
Sometimes
it
you
some other
just
time.
don't like a cut of a man's jib.
Don't like the jib, bro. Nico, on that one, you definitely get the clap. It's a good answer, man. Anyway, let's go ahead and wrap this up, guys. It's late, but we will be back probably on Monday night. We're working out the schedule and figuring some things out. But fellas, anything you want to say parting wise?
Comes out your mouth is gonna smash this man.
He's one of the Super Smash Brothers. Ben, anything on the way out, bro?
Gilbert Burns?
Yeah.
Man, one of us is gonna have to start the Seth Rollins gimmick where we just start laughing a lot, like Nico just was, like just randomly.
Just make it
So it's like,
Nico's job. Fuck.
Seth, what do you want for dinner, Seth? Like he just fucking starts cracking up. But anyway, fellas, you be good. We'll talk soon, all right?
Peace.
Peace out, fellas.